My roommate is watching the 1,000 Pound Sisters, so if you hear that in the background, that's what that is. Happy Wednesday, everyone. This week, I put in the effort to do a movie review for you guys because I promised I would. So here we are. Happy Groundhog Day. I wonder what the groundhog saw because I'm filming this before then. So anyway, in honor of Groundhog Day, I decided to watch Groundhog Day, the movie. Because I've never seen it before, which is kind of a disgrace on my part. I understand. But yeah, before this video, I have never seen Groundhog Day before. All I knew about the movie was that Bill Murray somehow gets into this weird time loop where he spends the same day over and over again. Kind of a cool concept, honestly. Really dive deep into that mythology, I guess. I knew it was gonna be funny, but the more I watched, the more I got confused. I kind of was writing notes as a stream of consciousness throughout the whole movie. So I'm just gonna kind of go through my notes here. First and foremost, Harold Ramis directed this movie, who you may know from the Ghostbusters movies. Rest in peace. As far as I'm concerned, Harold Ramis and Bill Murray got into a huge fight after this movie. So if that's any indication of how this movie is, there you go. The movie starts out introducing Bill Murray as a weatherman, which I think is great. I don't know why Bill Murray as a weatherman is hilarious to me, but clearly it's funny to everyone else too. So, also the guy from Schitt's Creek is in this movie, which was a fun surprise. You might also know him as the butler from Scary Movie 2? Scary Movie 2. Also loved that this movie was based in Pennsylvania. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the state of Pennsylvania. It was set in Pittsburgh, which I love Pittsburgh, but as a Philadelphian, we have our differences. Obviously, Punxsutawney Phil is based in PA. Punxsutawney Phil is the groundhog, okay? Keep up. Love that it was in Pennsylvania. I did not check if it was actually filmed in Pennsylvania, though. It looked like it did, because it felt very reminiscent. Oh, wow. So a lot of it was actually filmed in Illinois. What do you know? Which makes sense. That whole era of movies with Harold Ramis or John Hughes, like all of those movies are filmed in Chicago or around Chicago. So that doesn't shock me. But the whole time I was like, wow, this really does feel like a February day in Pennsylvania. So kudos to the filmmakers. This movie is great partially because Bill Murray plays an asshole in it, and Bill Murray plays a great asshole. Partially because he's probably an asshole in real life. I've never met him, so I don't know. That might just be false slander that I just put out there, but he just plays a good asshole. What can I say? His brother's in it a lot too, which you might recognize him from Christmas Vacation and many other movies. He's in a lot of movies with Bill Murray too, so if you've seen a Bill Murray movie, you've probably seen one of his brothers in it. The biggest issue with this movie is that Bill Murray wasn't really paired with other comedians. I know the guy from Schitt's Creek is kind of a comedian, but was more of a straight character. Sorry, I don't know the guy's name. I should probably look up his name. Chris Elliott. He plays Roland Shit in Schitt's Creek. So Chris Elliott did not shine in this movie for me. And the leading woman, what's her name? Give me a second. Andie MacDowell, not very funny herself. So wasn't good chemistry in my opinion. So those were kind of the faults for me. Moving on, about a quarter of the way through the movie, I kind of realized how terrible Bill Murray's character was. He's like kind of the worst. The whole movie basically surrounds him not really trying to learn a lesson, but more so trying to win over his female counterpart who plays this young producer for the news network that he works with. So right away, he's kind of like gross, just trying to win this woman over against her free will, basically. So yeah, the entire movie I was kind of like, is this guy just like manipulating this woman? Because every day he's just trying to figure out how to win her over. Every day he has to relive is just him trying to get the girl. He's also like definitely a sociopath, right? I don't know the definition of a sociopath, but he gives me sociopathic vibes. He kind of just like changes his demeanor to win over other people's hearts. He doesn't really learn anything, I think. But the entire time, I'm just like, this woman is not interested in you, Bill. Like, stop trying. Let's figure out why you're stuck in this time loop, because usually I've seen my fair share of Groundhog Day-esque Hallmark movies, and it's always about finding what's true to you and what being a decent human being is like. And I don't feel like I got that in Groundhog Day. There are a few scenes where like Bill Murray and Andie MacDowell get like intimate. I remember vividly a scene where she clearly does not want to stay the night and he is just begging on his knees for her to stay. It was giving me very much like Baby It's Cold Outside canceled era, you know what I mean? Which was a little weird. But I will say there was a lot of slapping done. So that was good. At least she somewhat stood up for herself. I'm glad Harold Ramis allowed that. Speaking of Harold Ramis, he does show up at one point as like a doctor in the movie, and I did see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and spoiler, they use Harold Ramis's likeness in the new Ghostbusters movie, so every time I see Harold Ramis, I just see Harold Ramis's ghost in Ghostbusters Afterlife, and it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Moving on, there's a part in Groundhog Day where Bill Murray's character just about has it with life, and somehow Groundhog naps Punxsutawney Phil himself, steals him, takes him on a joyride with a full-on police chase leading to them driving off a cliff and them dying. And then the day just starts all over again. So that was kind of crazy. And then after that, he kind of just goes on this like few-day bender of him just committing suicide. It was a little unexpected, I'm not gonna lie. It got kind of depressing. I didn't feel like I laughed as much as I was expecting to. The entire time I'm just like, this guy needs some therapy. If you're gonna live the same day every day, at least go to a new therapy session each time. And hey, at that point it's like free. Like, all I could think that it was just a very depressing movie. It felt like hell on earth. If I were to live the same day every day, I would be living and just doing whatever I want, which he does do at one point. He kind of just like lives for a little bit, kind of parties it up, but for the most part, he's just sad. Which I guess, yeah, I would be too, but he doesn't really do much to figure out why. Not very uplifting in my opinion. Later on, towards the end of the movie, she ends up buying him in this weird auction that the town puts on, and she kind of just like falls in love with him because he's like nice to people all of a sudden. And then he makes an ice sculpture out of her face, and it just does not look like her at all. There's no way that relationship works out. If there were to be a sequel, it would be about the divorce. That's kind of my takeaway from this movie. At the end of the day, it was a decent film. It was a decent program. I would give it a solid B. Marks out of 10, it's a 5.5. No, I'll give it a 7. No, 6. It's a 6. I'll stick with 5.5. 5.5 seems appropriate. I give it 2, nope. I give it 3 out of 5 Punxsutawney Phils. So yeah, it's if you're looking for a confusing movie that doesn't really know itself, watch Groundhog Day. Let's just say I just won't seek it out again. If it's on the TV, maybe, but yeah, I'm not taking my time out of my day to rewatch it anytime soon. I didn't think it was that funny either. I was kind of hoping it would be more funny. It had some good bits, but I was a little disappointed. If you've seen this movie, please let me know in the comments how you feel about the film. I would love to discuss. I'd love to hear different points of view. Also, let me know what other movies you want me to review next week. Again, I will take those into consideration. Don't forget, I'm uploading a new vlog this Friday of my week. If you're interested in that, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know when that video goes up. If you liked this video, please like this video. If we want to take this conversation to other platforms, I am at Dante Sannelli across the whole entire board. You'll be able to find all those social media links in the description as well. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Not bad for the first review, right? It was probably terrible, but, you know. We're just getting started.